Hi, this is Victor Krasinski, and this is my audience. The history books have been sculpted through the years by some incredible people. Every moment in history has a significant character that is behind the actions and makes a stand for a cause. And behind every person, there's a timeless moment in history that defines their efforts. A prime example of this is Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech or Malcolm X's The Ballad of the Bullet speech. For former South African President Nelson Mandela, that moment was his "an idea I'm prepared to die for" speech. Sitting on trial, awaiting his sentence for sabotage and conspiracy to overthrow the government, Mandela delivered one of the most profound and inspirational testimonials to the courtroom. He talked about the social problems all over Africa, but more specifically in his home country of South Africa. Mandela spoke about how he chased the idea of equality his entire life and made it his career work to bring all of South Africa together to live in harmony. If this was something he could not achieve, then he stated how he was prepared to die for his ideals. "An idea for which I'm prepared to die" speech was one of the most impactful international speeches of the 20th century. Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918 in Mvezo, South Africa. His father died when he was just 12 years old, and he was raised by his mother thereafter. As a boy, he was inspired by his elders to fix the problems that plagued South Africa. There's a great deal of political struggles that his country was going through on a daily basis. The common African people of South Africa were oppressed by both white and black people. He dreamt one day to make a contribution to the struggle. He wanted to be the cause of equality in South Africa. Mandela graduated college in 1943 from the University of South Africa. Upon graduation, Mandela became increasingly involved in the political struggle in South Africa. He was an extremely active supporter for equality and the anti-apartheid movement. He gained national attention for his activist ways and public appearances. In 1943, Mandela joined the African National Conference, which got him directly involved in the political struggle of his country. After joining the conference, he battled against the racist policies of the South African government for 20 years, fighting for a peaceful, non-violent environment in the country. In 1962, Mandela secretly left South Africa under an alias, which at the time was extremely illegal in the country. He did this to help garner support from other countries around the world. He gained valuable support around Africa and in Europe, as well as gained military experience in his journeys. Upon arriving back in South Africa, he was arrested once his whereabouts were known and once his departure was known about. This led to his prosecution in 1963 for sabotage and conspiracy against the government. He knew during his trial that due to the corrupt government that his actions would surely result in the death penalty. He is quoted as saying in his testimony that "on my return, I found that there had been little altercation in the political scene, save the threat of death penalty for sabotage, and now become a fact." He was put on trial, also known as the Rivonia trial, to which Mandela was sentenced and later put into prison for 27 years. It was at this trial that Mandela preached his famous words. Mandela's speech is truly inspirational and emotional. He throws himself out there to the judge, pleading to change his country. At no point in the testimony does Mandela admit that he has not done anything wrong. He admits to his crimes, but questions their credibility. The most notable aspect of Mandela's testimony is his tone and pace in the speech. In his closing statement, Mandela reads these words in a slow and emotional tone to really speak to the audience. "During my lifetime, I have dedicated myself to this struggle of the African people. I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal for which I hope to live for and to achieve, but if it needs to be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." Mandela brings up the struggle he has endured and how he is willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice to get for what he has worked towards. His testimony is lengthy and carries a lot of elements that display his emotion.